Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and as promised, this will be the perfect Hot Toys figures video. And I'm only going to be choosing from stuff in the room here, and it's only going to be Hot Toys figures, but in order to make the list, it's going to have to be a Hot Toys figure that I believe to be perfect in pretty much every way. A figure with a perfect likeness, great outfit, and being able to pose it and not worrying about damaging the suit from doing so. So there's actually quite a few of them in here. I thought it would be quite a small list, but I've made the list already, and I'm surprised it went down the whole page. So believe it or not, there are actually quite a few what I believe to be perfect examples of their work in the room here. But you might be surprised at some of the ones that don't make it for just technical reasons, like the amazing Dawn of Justice Batman. Spoiler alert for this one, because I'm sure a lot of you would expect to see him in a perfect Hot Toys figures video, but that is a custom cape because the one he comes with is not good. So unfortunately, he would not make the list. And once you do get a custom cape on this guy, and that is the Unreal Customs drape cape, the original one. So in case you're wondering, I want to dedicate this whole video to Mr. Nedis C. Croy, my most recent Patreon member. He joined up for $1 a month. I'm going to put his name at the end of every video now, just like the credits of a movie. I have recently, just today, updated the end credits of each video with the Patreon names going up. About 38 of you stuck with me the whole time, and I will do a separate video soon, just shouting out those people for sticking with me on Patreon the whole way through, man, just since I started it like a couple of years ago now. It really does help the channel survive. It's certainly not easy trying to keep up with the big dogs who review everything, but I do my best to keep up as best I can. The main thing is, at the moment, I want to feel like a responsibility for those of you out there who are into this kind of stuff. Just want to try and keep you distracted and entertained during this dark stuff that's going on outside your front door. We've been put into another full lockdown here in the UK, just like that original one back in March, so just going to keep pumping out videos as best I can, keep you guys distracted with the amazing hobby that we have here. It's not for everyone, but it certainly does keep me busy, you know, mentally busy. I can just get my camera out and start filming something and put it out into the 1/6 community and just have some wonderful feedback and friends, and just it's a beautiful thing. And at dark times like this, it kind of makes you realize it's pretty special. So thank you to everyone who turns up on the Sunday live streams, and just the amazing positivity that comes my way through those. And yeah, like I said, the Patreon guys, thank you so much for just believing in the channel and helping support it, man. It really does mean so much to me. Don't think it ever goes unnoticed, or I ever forget. I always appreciate you guys out there. Alright, that's enough of that. Just look after yourselves, okay? Just take care of your family, your friends, stay indoors, stay safe, and better times are coming. We just have to wait it out and be patient. It'll be okay, folks. In the meantime, we've got a wonderful hobby to keep us distracted, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, drop a like on it, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to come check us out at www.thefigurePit.com. Alright, let us begin. Alright, first one up is the 1/6 scale Arkham Asylum Joker by Hot Toys, the Mark Hamill Joker. And I do believe this to be one of those perfect figures. The head sculpt, I believe, is dead on. Great body was used for the piece. Excellent work on the tailoring, and great accessories, and a lovely base, and a gorgeous box. Great source material. Knock this one out of the park. Absolute stunner. There is one figure that's going to appear in this list that could be the controversial one, the one that folks don't agree on. I don't think this is one of those. I think everyone can agree this is, you know, pretty much perfect. So let me hear your thoughts in the comments, folks. Do you think he deserves to be on a perfect Hot Toys figure list? I think so. Next up, Ellen Ripley from Alien. Incredible likeness, and they went with sculpted hair in the end. They were originally going to have rooted hair, and that looked a little bit crazy at the events they were previewing it at. So I'm glad they went with the sculpted hair, and I'm glad they're trying that with Wonder Woman now, in the near future when that one from Wonder Woman 84 comes out. But this is what I believe to be another perfect example of Hot Toys work. Not so much with the box art, you know, I'm not too keen on that. It could be a lot better. Just a film poster would have been fine, but great likeness, great paint out to the head, great job sculpting that hair, which comes with her flamethrower, motion tracker, a cat carrying case, Jonesy over there, beautiful base stand. Really good job with the proportions, the tailoring of the clothes, the insignia. We'll get a closer look at that now. There you go. You can see just a little subtle bit of teeth action showing inside the sculpt of the mouth there, so I love that detail. And you got the Nostromo patch on the arm, or the shoulder, sorry, and the rest. That's way too small. Let's see if I can get right in there. Does that actually say anything up there? I think it's just a doohickey, but there you go, man. And I've also managed to cover up all the joints just with the strap of the flamethrower and then the watch covering up that wrist joint. So very seamless looking piece. And in the right kind of light, which is not really what I'm showing you now, she looks, you know, incredible when you set the lights up a bit more alien-esque, nice and dark, and get some red and some blues kind of bouncing off the figure. Maybe some smoke effects. I don't want to linger on it too long, but she definitely deserves a place amongst the perfect Hot Toys figures. What say you, viewer? Onto the Hot Toys 1/6 scale Jack Nicholson Joker from the 1989 Batman movie. And I do believe this to be a great example of some of their best work. It's holding up over the years, man. They did another version, the DX Mime version, which is, you know, really cool look, really cool scene in the movie. And I never got my hands on it, but I was happy enough with this. Absolutely awesome head sculpt, great tailoring, figure that you can pose and never have to worry about destroying the outfit by doing so. It's a really fun piece, very satisfying, especially if you're around my age. I was 9 when the 89 Batman movie came out, so really cool age to see it. Very special feeling, very magical back there at the right at the end of the 80s. But I think this is one of Hot Toys' best. Tell me if you agree. This is the vinyl from the movie. I didn't want to get the box out of the loft. It's up there with many other things, and it's a bit of a mess at the moment. I really need to tidy up the loft. So just some beautiful artwork behind him for now. There you go, folks. The Joker. And here we have the quarter scale Dark Knight Rises Batman by Hot Toys. Absolutely awesome piece. Now, he has a custom cape on him right now, and that is why he looks as incredible as he does. But I do think that even with the stock cape, this is still one of Hot Toys' perfect figures. I would feel a bit silly if I didn't include him in this video simply because I didn't like his stock cape very much. The custom cape makes it a hell of a lot better. It's a Jackson custom cape that used to have wires running through it, and I removed the wires, and now it's just a drape velvet jet black cape. Now, I can also hear some of your brains ticking away there thinking, well, why would you not include the Dawn of Justice 1/6 scale Ben Affleck Batman? Because he, you know, is an amazing figure, and just because you don't like his cape. But his cape is very papery, like the Dawn of Justice BVS Ben Affleck. He comes with a pretty bad cape. You know, I didn't mind it so much when I reviewed it, but that was before I saw the custom ones that you could get for him, and that really kind of was a wake-up call. They did improve it with the Suicide Squad version, but I don't have him. But like I said, I would feel silly if I didn't include this piece that comes with so much stuff, everything you need. You get this head sculpt, the sonar head with the light up eyes, I can't remember how many mouth plates, about 4 or 5 maybe, probably just 4, and the Bruce Wayne head, which is fantastic. Every mask from the villains from the trilogy, apart from Ra's al Ghul, technically, I guess that would just be the breathing mask he was wearing at the end of the movie. To stop himself getting the old fear toxin in his lungs. But you do get the Bane mask, the Joker bank robber mask, and the Scarecrow mask with this piece, and all the gadgets from the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises. Pretty much all of them. It's an amazing piece, and it's just, you know, like I said, there's no way I can't include him just because I'm not too keen on his cape. It's still an okay cape that this one comes with when you get him straight out of the box. He definitely was, you know, he improved massively with the custom velvet, of course. And if Jackson doesn't have them, try Unreal Customs. If they don't have them, have a look on eBay. Sometimes they pop up. Quarter scale custom velvet cape. That's what you're after. But I just think the Dawn of Justice one, it really needs a custom cape. Whereas this one is just kind of an option. But the Dawn of Justice is way too papery and just doesn't really please me at all. So, but this one, I believe to be one of Hot Toys' very best. Let's just get in close. Quick look at the details on the suit. You can see, really well designed. I mean, you can bend the elbow all day long. I've had no problems with that. I've had this since day one. and I've had no troubles. I've been able to pose the hell out of it, and you can see I've done that on the channel over the years of owning this piece. Various pose sessions and photo sessions with the backgrounds from the movies behind him, trying to make him look as real as possible. Go ahead and check those videos out. You'd have to dig deep. They're very old now, but they are there. An amazing piece. Moving eyes as well, and all those different mouth plates. Just a sick piece. Let me turn him to the side a little bit, just let you check those proportions. Yeah. Alright, well, looking forward to seeing what improvements they make with that new DX19 version. We'll see. Alright, moving on. Now onto the 1/6 scale Elder Predator from Predator 2 by Hot Toys. An amazing piece. Not the first time Hot Toys attempted this character, but they certainly improved it this time around. And they did listen to the feedback from the community when they first released the promotional images for this piece, you know, that you base your decision whether or not to pre-order the figure, you know, through Sideshow or Hot Toys directly, wherever you may be based. But they released images and people were not happy with the likeness to the Elder. It was clearly off, and it seemed pretty obvious that they'd reused an old sculpt and just tweaked it a bit. But, you know, folks weren't happy. I didn't say anything. That was before I was doing my thoughts videos, I think, and I remember enough people brought it to Hot Toys' attention with their feedback that the head sculpt needed a fix before it was released, and they actually did completely redo it from scratch and make the most accurate, you know, Elder Predator that we have. As far as 1/6 scale, I don't know how many statues are out there. I think NECA need to jump on this guy and do a 1/4 scale figure. If they haven't already, they may have done them, just forgetting about it, but NECA have done some amazing 1/4 scale Predator stuff, and I'd love to see them attempt this guy. But my point is, when I uploaded the Classic Suit Spider-Man my thoughts video and brought to the, you know, well, it wasn't actually me, like I said, it was someone else on Facebook who actually pointed out the raised webbing on the head and hands, and then I saw that and thought, well, okay, well, that needs to be talked about. And people said I was bitching and whining and crying for attention, and I know for a fact that if you get in there quickly with your feedback and let Hot Toys know that something needs adjusting, they probably will adjust it by the time it comes out. They did it with this. That's a fact. It happened. And when I reviewed Deadpool over there, other big reviewers reviewed it the same kind of time as me. I mean, one big reviewer in the UK with me reviewed it the same day as me, and he didn't spot the wrist situation, and nobody else spotted the wrist situation with the Deadpool 1 batch 1 release. They were destroying the, you know, the gloves when you put them on and change the hands over. They were ripping apart the material around his wrist. So I reviewed it. Luckily I got it early, and enough people saw my review where I pointed out the wrist situation, and Hot Toys delayed further batches and fixed the wrists. And that was because of my review. I know that for a fact because I'm not stupid. I have eyes and ears and they work, thankfully. Even though I'm getting older, that won't last forever. Point being, yeah, well done Hot Toys for listening to people's feedback on this head sculpt and fixing it and making it as good as you could, because when you do, you really do. This is amazing work. Look at that. Jewellery hanging from his little tusks, fangs, quills. I love the colour of his dreads, showing his age, and like I've said before, and if you know your stuff, that's the original OG Predator underneath all this stuff. That's why he resembles the Jungle Hunter so much. Anyway, one of Hot Toys' best, no doubt about it. Now on to the controversial one. This is the one I can see a lot of people having an issue with being in a perfect Hot Toys figures list, but we'll talk about that. Now, it's the knees. Some people will not agree that she's a perfect figure because the knees are quite ugly when you bend them, and that's true. But the alternative, well, the alternative is better design, really. Maybe having that kind of double, I don't know what you'd call it, but instead of just having this one big joint here, like have two more thin, subtle ones here at the knee. It'd still look hideous if you bent it. And if you used seamless legs like Wonder Woman has, then I'd be afraid to bend them at all. You know, I don't really tend to bend the elbows long term on Wonder Woman, or the knees, because I've just seen some pictures floating around on Facebook over the years of people with cracking skin and stuff, so I would prefer knees with joints here like we have. But that's the only thing, and I don't really tend to pose her with her knees bent that much anyway. I mean, she's usually just standing here and her arms are usually doing most of the work, and the expressive face that she has really sells the poses as well. I do believe she's a perfect piece. The likeness is just perfect. The sculpted hair is done so well, and the jewellery, the clothing. So, you know, bend the elbows, do what you want with the arms. Pretty good movement in her torso as well. Just an all-round really cool looking piece. Not the thickest cardboard, you know, not the best quality used with this box, but as far as the artwork and the design, the colours, it's really gorgeous, and it just really, I hate using the word pops, everyone says that, but it really does. You know, it pops off the shelf, no doubt about it. We'll get a close look now, and you can let me know what you think in the comments. I'm sure a lot of you won't like the fact that she's here because of her knees, but I would prefer knees like this rather than seamless. I know seamless would look great, and I'm saying I don't really bend the knees anyway, so if you had seamless legs you probably wouldn't damage them, but I don't know, the point being, if you did bend the seamless legs there is a risk, whereas if you bend these ones you should be okay, you know. Let's get in close and take a little look. See, beautiful work on the baseball bat as well. Amazing job with this. Tattoos, nice base. And there you go. Let me know what you think, folks. I think she's one of Hot Toys' best. Punisher War Machine, absolutely incredible. Die-cast piece, really heavy. So heavy I can't even display him on my shelf because I'm worried that I'll come in one day and he'll bring the whole thing down. But that's not his fault. It's not his fault that he's as heavy as a shrunk down 1/6 scale War Machine would be. And as you can see with all of the firing effects here, Ryan Rose Clark, by the way, sent this along as an amazing gift. Just an amazing gift. I love this. Definitely deserves to be here. I mean, why not? It's incredible. Fantastic posability for something this bulky. Really unhindered, really well thought out. I mean, parts that move away so that you can get better leg movement. Same with the arms and the shoulders. Just absolutely incredible. So, oh, and the box is up in the loft. So, beautiful box, but didn't want to go up there and try and find it right now. So, just the piece, folks, and the base that he comes with. But there you go. Punisher War Machine. Short and sweet because there's not much to say. I mean, obviously, this is incredible. One of Hot Toys' very best. Totally badass. One of the most badass 1/6 scale figures I've ever seen in my life. And RoboCop 1/6 scale piece by Hot Toys. Absolutely one of their highlight reel, you know, worthy pieces. Some would debate, including myself, that the actual color of the armor is a little bit too, I don't know how you say it really. It does have those kind of, you know, the petrol and the puddles on the street, kind of purpley pink, and those lovely kind of hues that you get. They are there in certain places, but it's debatable. In certain light you can definitely get it to look exactly how it looked in the movie. That's true, you can do it. Go check out the showcase video I did with all the movie backgrounds behind him, trying to make him look like he was the real RoboCop. It's not hard to do with a piece that is this good. Excellent articulation. The only place that has any kind of material you need to maybe think about is in his kind of elbow area. There's very thick rubber, but thankfully it is very thick, and I don't really tend to pose him with his arm really bent anyway. You can do the classic kind of RoboCop stuff. He's a lot further away than I thought he was. reaching. But no, there's a lot of cool RoboCop-esque poses you can do without bending those elbows, but you can bend them. It's just fine. It comes with about 3 or 4 mouth plates. Very dead-on accurate to Peter Weller. And one of the very best films of the 80s. I didn't use the box, it is up there on the shelf, but I wanted to display him here with the beautiful steelbook and the Arrow Special Edition. So, sorry RoboCop that I forgot to include you in the top 20 video recently. That was amusing. But he's really well designed as well. You can definitely do that better than I'm doing it. He comes with battle damaged chest plate, and the helmet as well comes off, and you can have him looking more battle damaged. This midsection kind of pulls apart a bit to help you with articulation. Fantastic, man. I just wish the surface of the base wasn't so scratch happy. You know, really, even if you're super careful with this, it will still look really scratched after a few months. So that's a shame. But they've done an amazing job with this. There is this is the die-cast version, part die-cast that is. There is a all plastic version, which is the battle damage version, which I've never seen in person, I don't think, but it's absolutely incredible. And then there's the Murphy figure you can get in his cop outfit with the armor on and stuff before those tragic events happened. But absolutely one of Hot Toys' very, very best pieces here. 1/6 scale die-cast Robocop. And last on the list is the 1/4 scale endoskeleton from the original Terminator film. Absolutely incredible feat of engineering and R&D, bringing this thing to life in a figure that you can pose and fingers move, every little finger, every little joint in the fingers. You can do pretty much anything we can do and more. It's ridiculous. Try and look up the blogger pictures back when this first released. It's insane. And absolutely a fine example, shining example of some of the very best pieces released by this company that we call Hot Toys. Wow, I mean, I've had to add some stones to the base here because I wasn't too keen on this weird kind of lava, but I'm not gonna you know, I'm not gonna bitch about that. It's very easy to get around that. Just get yourself some little stones and a bit of grit and just rest it down at his feet. I much prefer that look. But absolutely incredible. Well, from head to toe it's perfect. The teeth are insane, the eyes are amazing. Everything moves, the jaw opens and closes. And he comes with his plasma rifle. I believe there was the option to get a deluxe version or a special edition or whatever they call it. It comes with 2 of those. And just amazing, amazing. Some of, you know, Stan Winston and James Cameron's best work, standing the test of time. And that's it, folks. I'm just going to do a little section at the end now where I talk about some of the figures that I would have liked to have seen in the list but just didn't make it for little reasons here and there. We'll just talk about some of the other figures on the shelves here briefly before we wrap things up. So just giving you some kind of final thoughts on the video here. This Deadpool 1 figure by Hot Toys, once the situation happened with, you know, Wristgate, whatever you want to call it, once they went back and fixed that for future batches, he's almost perfect, but it's just because of these really kind of fragile feeling dark sections here, which is meant to be obviously like a black leather, but it's very thin synthetic leather, and my experience has taught me to be careful with that, be very careful. So I don't really want to do anything that requires this creasing too much. It's holding up okay. It's getting some weird, and it is down here as well. I mean, it's not perfect. There are, you can see how that kind of is grey compared to this black. It's like that's kind of wearing away a bit. So, and that's being really careful with me. You can see some other little spots of that happening right in the crease, or is that just the light? I think that's just the light, but there's definitely something happening right there. But otherwise, an amazing piece, really, really fun to pose. But obviously, because of those little things I mentioned, he wasn't going to make the grade. And another figure that I thought really, right into the last minute, I was going to put Black Panther in here for the Perfect Hot Toys figures, because he's so good. But if I'm being honest, I'm afraid to pose him. I want to have him, you know, kind of with his claw up to his face, like looking at his claws. But that would require you to utilize the really good elbow bend that he has. But I just worry about the suit being creased and that stressed out for too long. Might cause some problems. I don't know if it will. It might be that kind of really cool forgiving material that goes back straight again afterwards. So he really almost made it into the list of Perfect Hot Toys figures. And he is pretty damn perfect. Honestly, don't take it the wrong way. He is incredible. I love the body they used for this. It's perfect proportions for Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther in the Solo film. Absolutely dead on proportions. And the Chadwick Boseman head sculpt, a lot of people weren't too happy with it. I see what they mean, but I think it's strong enough. I really do. I mean, there's some other options out there now, custom head sculpts that you can get. But he, you know, basically he really came close, and I wouldn't blame anyone for saying he should have been in that list. You know, I would agree with you. But me personally, if I'm afraid to leave him posed with the elbow bent for a long period of time because I'm not sure about the material, then I just can't put him in a Perfect Hot Toys figure list. It just, you know, it wouldn't make no damn sense. But he's still like basically a 10 out of 10 piece. I mean, he's amazing. I think I gave him a 10 out of 10 when I reviewed him, and absolutely. Spoilers, by the way, in case you haven't watched it. It's a good watch it. But Killmonger's another one. But after I reviewed him, a chap out there in the community did a cool custom job where he painted over these gold lines, and I didn't realise they weren't that obvious in the movie. It was once I saw what he did and he just darkened these with much darker paint. It's an amazing piece once you do that. It's a great piece anyway, but because I found out about that, obviously he couldn't be in the perfect Hot Toys figure list. But a fine piece. Love me a Killmonger figure and Black Panther. Very cool to have those. The Wolf. I'm sure many of you were expecting to see the Wolf Predator in the perfect Hot Toys figure list, but unfortunately, in order to get him with hands like this, you have to steal those hands from the Elder, because he doesn't come with hands like that, and it's really annoying because the Wolf has he has such an aggressive, roaring head sculpt. You'd want him to be able to, follow through with the rest of the body and look like he's actually doing that. So I've had to borrow these hands from the Elder. So because of that, they should have included more hands with him, man. Just different sculpts, and he would have been absolutely friggin' flawless, and he pretty much is. But because of that, it's a basic thing you should be able to do with a Predator, man. It's the iconic moment from the original movie, and it kind of carries through with all of them. But there's always a moment where the Predator kind of splays his hands and then roars at something or someone, and you can't pose this like that because he doesn't come with the hands to do it. Otherwise, perfect. I mean, it's beautiful. Oh, and the City Hunter, obviously we've got an issue with the head sculpt not being as accurate as it could be, and also the colour of his armour, if you really want to get technical about it, could be better as well. But otherwise, a really sick piece. So the Wolf and the City Hunter didn't make it into the perfect Hot Toys figure list. And this beautiful Wonder Woman figure, I really wanted to include her, but because of the fact that none of us are really sure yet if we can really trust these seamless bodies by Hot Toys. They look amazing and they feel really good in hand, very tough. But I would worry if I was to pose her extreme bend action with the elbow or the knee, and then leave it like that for like 3 months and then come back and just put the arm straight again. I think it might be okay, here in England, and it's not too humid or hot here, but I have seen on Facebook some pictures of people with ripped skin on the elbows. I think it was one behind the knee as well once, so I can't include her in the perfect Hot Toys figure list video, in that list at least. But I've got to show her because, posing her like this, it's absolutely just one of the highlights of the room. There's no doubt about it, between the beautiful vibrant colours and that really strong likeness and just the presence of such an iconic character, strong and just beautiful piece. So at least wanted to show her in the clip. Who else? Let's see. Scarecrow and Demon. Well, Scarecrow really should have come with the Dr. Crane head sculpt, as well. And the Demon, his stock cape was pretty damn terrible, so he was vastly improved when I put the custom velvet cape on him. So he couldn't make it. And that Batman Begins is pure Frankenstein action. That's got custom head sculpt, custom cape, different parts all over him. The DX11 Joker, some of you might feel he definitely deserves to be in a perfect Hot Toys figure list, but obviously that's a custom head, that's not the one you get with him. But this is the coat you get, and I just feel that the colour and the material used is not the best, especially when you look at the quarter scale statue that they're making. What was it? What's the name of that company? JD, I don't know. But there's a beautiful, I'm sure most of you guys watching this know exactly what I'm talking about, a new announcement with a quarter scale Heath Ledger Joker, and he's in the pose where he's holding open his jacket with the grenade rigs, and you get the option to get one with rooted hair or one with sculpted hair. I mean, that coat is dead on. It looks amazing, and it just kind of makes you realize when you look at the DX11, hopefully they'll improve that coat if they do the inevitable next Joker in 1/6 scale from Hot Toys. I think that's it. Oh, Christopher Reeve, he is an amazing piece, but unfortunately he's got that issue with the skin on his neck being very thin, and it does peel away if you're not careful. Where is it? See, on his Adam's apple, the way the skin is kind of wearing away. So that's why I always point his head up now, because I don't want it to touch the neck there. But other than that, I mean, he's amazing. Great posability, absolutely. Really good cape as well. Beautiful outfit. I've had no problems with the S. Nothing, no cracks. I've seen that happen. I don't know if that's down to the temperature folks live in or whatever, but I've had no problems with that. The 89 Batman, stunning looking piece to this day, beautiful, but that is a custom cape, so the one he came with, pretty hard to work with. You can get it, if you really spend a long time with the stock cape that he comes with, you can get it looking pretty good. It's not easy to do, and posability is pretty much non-existent with this piece now. He's basically a statue, A very, very, very good looking piece. I mean, the likeness is insane. Did I mention about the Nightmare Batman in the intro? That's a custom coat. The one he came with was not accurate looking at all, really. But the Nightmare is a fantastic piece. And same goes for the Batman Returns. That is not the stock cape. The one that he came with, this cape was really bad. You can work with that cape that he comes with. That, again, is a custom one, but the one he comes with, you can work with it. This one, the one he comes with, is awful. It's like an umbrella. It's just terrible. So, some Jackson action. Custom cape on him, and that is it, folks. Well, I don't know, I did think about including the armored Batman, but this particular version, his posability is not too good. They definitely improved that articulation with the battle damage version. That was one of the main kind of selling points with that piece, was the fact that you could pose the hell out of it. It's such a bulky piece. Amazing stuff. That's it, folks. So, like I said at the beginning of the video, doing my best to keep you guys entertained during the dark days ahead, but we'll be okay, man. Hang in there and enjoy the hobby and look after your loved ones, and try and just keep yourself occupied, keep yourself busy, and we're all here for each other. Reach out, leave a comment, and check me out on Instagram and Facebook. I'm there, and I hope you enjoyed it, folks. I'll bring you more videos real soon. Take it easy. Bye bye.